He is the strongest man on Earth. 10 kilograms of beef was eaten by him in one bite. His muscles instantly swelled. At this moment, the empty plates in front of him had piled up into a small mountain. The meal Yulong ate today, even more than what an ordinary person eats in 2.5 years. More than that because he needs to obtain a large amount of energy. He broke into the Food Association to meet his younger brother Sanhu. Pterosaur had prepared everything. Malone came to the nest of the Food Association. The powerful sense of oppression made the top management of the Food Association were extremely nervous. They sensed a powerful enemy invasion. All the cadres of the Gourmet Association assembled here. Although they have an absolute advantage in numbers, but in front of pterosaurs are just a bunch of ants. They mocked Pterosaur, just a frail old man, but Pterosaur just smiled slightly, because his purpose today, just to talk to their boss. But there are always some fearless idiots, wanted to provoke Pterosaur. The monkey monster ordered his men to attack the Pterosaur. In the blink of an eye, a huge tablecloth of delicious food towards the Pterosaur's feet, in order to keep the Pterosaur firmly on the tablecloth. Another minion blew a big bubble. After taking off the bubble, immediately transformed into a huge cover, which firmly controlled the Pterosaur inside. Once to use this perfect combination technique, they successfully captured level 1000 monsters, but the Pterosaur was not panicked. The next second, the leading monkey monster jumped up, ready to give the Pterosaur a fatal blow, but the result was fixed in midair by an invisible force. Fixed in midair, the monkey monster was immediately frightened and broke out in a cold sweat. But what was even more desperate was that the Pterosaur, as if ignoring the sticky mouse board under its feet, walked slowly to the barrier and easily lifted the cover with a wave of his hand. Seeing this, monsters were instantly stunned. They didn't expect that such a powerful control system would be easily broken by the Pterosaur. Seeing that the Pterosaur didn't stop at all, the monsters of the Food Association couldn't sit still anymore. They gave the Pterosaur two choices. Either he fights alone, single-handed fight against a group of weird tossed in the food, or the monsters of the Food Association, or they gang up on him. But Pterosaur didn't take time to play with them. He decided to directly solve these annoying guys. Solve them all. Then Yulong put his hands on his waist. A powerful aura of a tyrant burst out, with him as the center. Objects within a 5-kilometer radius all moved towards him. The 4 weaklings. The monsters could only scream. They were about to be sucked into the black hole and torn to pieces. At this critical moment, a red light suddenly appeared in the air, and the direction of the small stone actually changed direction. The monsters were also pulled back by this powerful force. Pulled backward, a counter-directional energy, competing with pterosaurs. After the storm, Pterosaur knew that the real boss of the Food Association has finally arrived. In the dark, a pair of scarlet eyes made the cadres of the Food Association tremble, and he is the real power behind the Food Association. Sanhu's purpose of this trip was just to invite his younger brother to a meal. This guy could eat a lot and didn't pay the bill. Sanhu decisively refused Yulong's invitation because he wanted to enjoy the king of ingredients and then rule the entire food world. After hearing his brother's words, Yulong sighed. It seems that the battle between the Food Association and God is inevitable, but on Sanhu's territory, Yulong couldn't do anything, so he also threatened. Next time he comes to the Food Association, he would never leave so easily. After doing all this, Yulong left the Food Association with a swagger, but on the way Yulong was worried, because he knew that the next time they meet, they will be mortal enemies. In order to be mortal war, store as much energy as possible. When the Pterosaur returned to the base, began to eat voraciously. In less than 2.5 minutes, he ate all the food made by the milk uncle completely. It seems that the strength of Sanhu has completely exceeded his expectations.